Nou ja, kijk, het
Oeh,
liefst blijf
een
ik
diepe
gewoon...
zucht.
Ja, zeker weten. Dat doe ik altijd om even tijd te nemen. Maar nee, het liefst blijf ik gewoon bij Barcelona.
Ja?
Ja.
Ondanks dat het loodzwaar afgelopen seizoen.
Nee, ik heb het wel vaker gezegd. Kijk, Barcelona is gewoon mijn droomclub. Ook van jong.
Frenkie de Jong, they're confirming his dream club is Barcelona and that he wants to stay at their Camp Nou. Ending for what was for a lot of Manchester United fans' hope that with Erik ten Hag now at the helm, they would be able to pull off one of the signings of the summer. Now, there's a lot of questions to ask here. You had some of the most prominent and credible journalists very close to Barcelona talking about this deal being 95% done. The same journalists told us just 2 days ago that a deal between Manchester United and Barcelona had been complete. But the majority of Man United fans, although some remained optimistic and hopeful, always felt that this was going to be the decision of Frenkie de Jong. United with no Champions League football. Manchester United in the middle, the beginning of a rebuild of a decade of mediocrity and failure, and Barcelona seemingly looking on the way up. There are some financial issues which we're going to attach ourselves to a little bit later and talk about, but it very much appears that Frenkie de Jong is going to stay at Barcelona. He gave this interview on ESPN. The link for that is inside the description below. And if you watch it, you know, looks happy, looks relaxed, doesn't look stressed about anything that's going on. And he's very much let everybody know his stance and his thoughts and feelings on this situation. Now, Man United fans were always looking at this in two ways. You had this element of no chance, don't believe it, nothing's going to happen. Why would Barca sell? Which in itself has got some wrong elements. And you had the others like myself that were like, okay, he doesn't want to leave. But that's not really a problem. Doesn't necessarily want to go and play anywhere else. But that isn't a problem. Because if these financial issues are actually going to force Barca to sell him, they have to sell him, he'll have no choice but to focus elsewhere. The sticking point right now is whether or not Barcelona do have to sell him or not. And forget what the English press are saying. There's a lot of press coming out of Spain that still suggests Barca are going to have to sell a number of players this year to be able to operate correctly. They've had to delay the announcements of Frank Kessie and Christensen from Chelsea because they actually can't afford right now to add them to their wage bill. Now, look, I want your thoughts and I want your feelings on this. Is this the dagger in the heart, the damning blow that says Frenkie de Jong is 100% not happening? There is no chance for Manchester United or what? I would like your take. I would like your views. I would like your opinions on this. I'm going to give you mine, but before that, I want to say a big thank you to everybody that's been leaving the thank yous in the comments section. Please make sure the like button has been hit. But let's take a look at what Ben Jacobs had to say earlier on today. Maybe, just maybe, this will change your mind depending on the angle you're coming from in relation to Frenkie de Jong. Let's get this.
Barcelona to believe his interview statement that he would prefer to stay at Barcelona. One of the main reasons for that is because he's bought a new multi-million-pound house there, which is not exactly the kind of move you do if you think you're about to go to Manchester. The Ten Hag factor allows Manchester United to be quite aggressive, and de Jong is definitely intrigued by what he can do there, but also not in a rush to leave Barcelona. And that's the sort of challenge Manchester United have got, that if you're de Jong, you want to play Champions League football. Manchester United don't have that. If you're de Jong, you understand Manchester United's interests, but you can wait until January and see where they are in the table, or even next summer. And at the same time, settle in your new multi-million-pound house. And I am inclined to be less cynical, therefore, about questioning his public statement and genuinely believe that Barcelona are happy to keep him, and he would also like to stay at that football club.
And that's it. Listen, Ben Jacobs knows his stuff, and it's always about being informed. You learn new information, you change your mind about things. And the fact that Ben Jacobs is very openly stating not only does Frenkie de Jong want to stay, not only has Frenkie de Jong purchased a brand new home that he doesn't want to leave right now, Barcelona are happy to keep him. That for me is the key factor in all of this. So I go back to all the things I've said in these opening 5 minutes of this video. If Frenkie de Jong wants to stay, and if every rival of Man United thinks that it's impossible that Man United sign him because he wants to stay, if Barca have to sell, not want to, but have to sell, nothing Frenkie de Jong has said and no opinion of, well, why would he leave Barca? All of that becomes void. Because if Barca have to sell, Barca have to sell. Now, that's the bit. In everything that Ben Jacobs said, most people are going to look at, even Ben himself, I think. They're not being cynical. They're taking Frenkie de Jong at his word. I don't really think it's about Frenkie de Jong. I think it's about, do Barca have to sell or not? And if they do, can they raise the money from other individuals? Can they raise enough money? Can they lower the wage bill enough from selling other players? And according to Ben, they can. And if Ben thinks they can, in this moment in time, I'm going to not so much change my mind, because I only ever gave Man United depending on the video that I did, but no more than 20% chance of pulling this off. And it always came back down to, would Barcelona have to sell him? It was as simple and as straightforward to me as that. And I haven't really changed my mind. I've just got to a point now where I don't believe in it anymore. There has to be... It is interesting, though, because the likes of... some really credible Catalonia-based, Barcelona-based journalists have said that this is so much further along than anybody else, anywhere else in the English press and most European press believes. But as of now, based on conversation with Dean Jones and now Ben Jacobs, I don't think Man United are doing this. I am 99.9% sure, unless there is a major update, a major development. For me, I can't see this developing and moving in any other direction. Interestingly, today there was another art. I want to get the medical for De Jong done before the end of this international break that they're all on. So again, the reports are always, there's always a contradiction somewhere. There's always a different report, and it's down to us, I suppose, to decipher that. But what will Manchester United do next? There was talk in the summer of the Tchouaménis. He's going to go to Real Madrid, there's no doubt. United don't necessarily need all the attacking players in the world. Darwin Núñez is a player that, again, confirmed by Ben Jacobs today and Dean Jones yesterday, very close or pretty close or extremely close, depending on the phrase that they both use those phrases across their articles and interviews, the same. That looks like that's happening. Who do they go for next? Is it going to be a Ruben Neves? Is it going to be someone of that ilk? The player that everybody seems to want but doesn't want to go for because of the pending court case is Bissouma. And I look at the two players here, Bissouma and Ruben Neves. I actually feel that 70, 80 million pound being spent on those two is a better investment than Frenkie de Jong by himself, because we need the two of we need what they both have collectively. We need to improve the overall quality in midfield. This could be a silver lining. And I think for me, what I want to now see from Manchester United, which is, again, put all the banter aside, I can take on the chin. It's water off a duck's back. People saying you got rejected. Yeah, we did. We went to make a move because of a financial problem at Barca, and as it stands right now, United got it to a point where Frenkie de Jong considered leaving. But it was always an uphill battle. But Man United have fought that uphill battle at the end of May. The only time this becomes a problem, the embarrassment isn't being rejected. It's if we continue to chase De Jong, and we miss out on Neves, we miss out on Bissouma, we miss out on multiple other options in the central midfield area, and we're left with no new signings or inadequate signings come the beginning of the campaign. That be the kind of mistake that Manchester United have made before. If you look at the Jadon Sancho situation, Manchester United took the wrong advice, were told to wait until the end of the window, well past the deadline. This is when we didn't sign Sancho, by the way. Bid X amount and you'll get him. United did all of that, ended up not with him. And then we had to rush through last-minute signings of Cavani, and we ended up dropping stupid money on Ahmad. Now, Ahmad might come good. I'm not convinced of it at the moment. And there was a few people for a couple of months in the previous campaign that said anyone that criticized the signing of Cavani is a fool because look how great he's been. You fast forward to now that he's pretty much left the football club. It was another horrendous money hemorrhaging signing. And that is what Manchester United have got to avoid. That's where I'll see a difference in our approach. If we now just go, do you know what, De Jong, we tried, you said no, we are moving on, and we go to the next target, the next person on the list. And Frenkie de Jong was probably a little bit like the Raphael Varane signing last summer. Wasn't on our priority list. But the opportunity to sign one of the best midfielders, best up-and-coming midfielders in the world become available, so you explore it. But if you don't believe you can get it done, you must walk away. Now, listen, I want your thoughts and I want your feelings on this transfer story, this big development. Leave them in the comment section below. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you again.